Hello, friends. I am here right now backstage with one of the cellists of the Virginia Symphony Orchestra. Her name is Rebecca Gilmore Phillips. How are you today, Rebecca?
Doing well. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming to the concert.
Excellent. And what did I just witness?
You just witnessed an incredible performance of a lot of Aida and Rossini Requiem?
Excellent. It was very Italian up there today.
Yeah, very much.
Very cool. Well, I wanted to ask you, so how did you first get started with your instrument, the cello?
I began with my mother because she plays cello as well, and it just seemed fitting that I would kind of imitate that, and then kept going, and along the way I teased my dad that I would go into it professionally, and he didn't really flinch, so I did.
Very excellent. Okay, so you seem to really enjoy it. What goes through your mind when you're up there in the middle of a movement and it's just a very powerful moment, and all the music is colliding, all the different instruments and even the vocals? What's going through your mind at that exact moment?
I think for me, it's most exciting when I'm really not thinking about physically playing the instrument, but rather I am in the spirit of the music, and I am up at that high level of what's going on. And what I'm thinking, I think, is, I'm not sure if I can explain it. I think it's definitely like an emotion, but I couldn't put a title on it. Sometimes it's like an ecstatic thing. But I couldn't say it's happy or sad. It's just an ecstasy of sound that you can't encapsulate in other art forms. Music is pretty special that way, that it grabs your heartstrings and pulls you up.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, ecstasy of sound. I love that. So who are some of your influences musically?
Well, one of the teachers that I studied with was Janusz Starker, and he was a great influence on me, both as a person, as a player, as a performer, and the way he treated all of his students. And he always said that I was one of his two Rebeccas, so he always remembered me, which was fun because he was quite famous. So.
Excellent. Do you do any composing yourself? Any writing of music throughout your life?
I don't really. What I do like to do is sort of bathroom singing, and I used to, when I was growing up, I used to like make up things, and I actually like to sing better than I like to make up stuff on the cello. However, it is fun to kind of riff on the cello, but singing, if you can internalize it, then you've really got it, and then I should be able to put it on the cello. But
Sure. Well, what do you think the sound of the cello adds to the overall orchestra sound?
I think it's a warm timbre. It can be aggressive, but it also can be a warm sonority, closer to the human voice than many of the other instruments, or I would say closer than most of the instruments. So I think a lot of people love the cello because it's like this little, it's like humanette.
Yeah, absolutely. And is there anything, if there's like a one message that you would like to get out to other people who are thinking of getting into the business of music, of being a professional musician, what advice would you give them? What would you want them to know?
Well, I want them to know it's actually a lot of hard work, that you can get to those moments in music where you're really excited and you say, yes, this is why I'm doing it. But however, remember that it is physical work, it's mental work, it's challenging, and you're not always in the mood to do it. And that may be like other professions too, but I've never really tried other things. So that's the best advice I can give. It's hard work, and if you're willing to put in that work, then do it.
Right on. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me.
Such a pleasure.
Yes, again, Rebecca Gilmore Phillips, my guest today. And thank you so much for listening to the podcast, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.